What's up, fellas? We are going to be talking some FIFA09. This is David Rutter. Now, you got a lot of new features here. I heard 250 gameplay improvements. Break some of the stuff down for us.
So for the last year, we've been talking to our community guys, people such as yourself and all the press and everyone, and even people like me who play the game a lot. And we've compiled this huge list of things that we wanted to do in the game. And 250 of those this year managed to make it in, with a kind of big emphasis on responsiveness of the game, making sure that the players run around with and without the ball more responsively, being able to gain control of the ball quicker, being able to pass the ball into situations they want to, curling the ball into places as well for the technically adept players, as well as kind of just generally, a more responsive feel to it. It feels really crisp now, which is great.
Well, okay, so let's talk about some of the improvements with player physics, with the game physics. What specifically did you guys address?
So the big thing for us really this year with respect to that has really been the kind of physical aspects of the players. So what we've done is make sure that kind of big bulky players are able to protect the ball with their bulk and with their strength, whereas smaller players aren't necessarily going to be able to break that down from behind. But if you've got a fast, sort of nimble player, he's able to get round to the front, he can get a foot in and tackle even a really big defender or something like that. So we've done a lot of work on that.
Well, I got to give you a tough question here, David, because it's a critique from last year's game, and some people had a lot of problem with the goalkeeper. Sometimes there was some, he wouldn't always react properly, and also those centering passes, those crosses, they seem very, very effective. Talk about some of that. How did you guys address that?
So we've addressed it in two ways. We've done a huge amount of work on the intelligence of the game this year, in particular the goalkeeper, and a lot of that came about as well because of the reworking of the positioning system in the game. So we looked at the whole positioning system for the keeper as well, and the keeper himself is now far more familiar with the area around him. He kind of has an idea of where his defenders are and his defensive team, where the ball's coming from, and can get into the appropriate places. So a lot of that's been fixed.
Well, David, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the advanced strategies in soccer still escape me. It's woo. You know what I mean? How does this game kind of address that and kind of make it a little bit more accessible to people that may not be as familiar with the sport?
Okay, so for new users to the game and also to football or soccer, we've done a couple of things this year. So at the beginning of the game, when you first put the game into your console, it will look to see if you've ever played FIFA before. And if you have, it will recommend some difficulty settings for you. If you haven't, it will recommend that you either choose your own setting based upon your belief in your own experience, or allow you to set it at a fairly kind of easy level and help you through that process. Then once you're actually in the arena, the area of the game where you can run around on your own, we'll be giving hints and tips on how to play the game appropriate for your user kind of experience level. So if you've only played the game once or twice, we'll be giving you things that will help you progress. If you're an expert user of FIFA, then it's going to be all about how to do really cool tricks and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then for people who don't know football at all, there's the Be a Pro mode, which I think is really helpful for people. You can choose or create a professional football player and then play that player over a series of seasons to grow them.
Now, another trend that we are seeing on a lot of the EA titles is you guys are making it available to have a multiplayer online experience where each player is player locked onto a single player. Talk about the evolution of that and how it's going to apply to FIFA this year.
So last year, just post-launch, we were really excited to unveil online team play 5 versus 5, where you could have up to 5 people versus up to 5 people, human control. And this year we're announcing 10 versus 10. Every outfield player can be human controlled, so the only players on the pitch that won't be humans are going to be the goalkeepers.
Awesome. And okay, so everybody wants to know when's the game finally coming out? When's the final ship, and what consoles is it coming out for?
Okay, so it's coming out on a whole raft of formats. We're doing 360 and PlayStation 3. You also have PC, you have Wii, you've got DS, you've got PSP, and I believe they're all coming out in early-ish October.